In this video, I'll demonstrate how to set up a personal website using Contentful and Next.js, all without writing a single line of code. Let's dive in. What you need: an empty Contentful space, a GitHub account, and a Vercel account. First, ensure you have an empty Contentful space ready. Pause the video if you need to set that up. Here's my Contentful space. It's empty and ready to go. To get started, you'll need your space ID, Content Delivery API Access Token, Content Preview API Access Token, and Content Management API Access Token. In Contentful, go to Settings, API Keys, click Add API Key, and name it something like Next.js website. Copy the space ID and tokens, the CDA and the preview access tokens, save them in a note for later use. For the CMA token, go to Settings, CMA Tokens, make sure to set an expiry date. Next, we'll set up a content model. We'll use a space seeder tool to populate our space with a content model and sample content. Use this space seeder tool. Link is provided in the description. Enter your space ID. Enter your CMA token. Enter your environment ID. Master is usually the default value. Click Setup. Please note that this will remove any content you have in your space. While that is running, let's set up a GitHub repo. Log into GitHub and fork the Contentful's personal website with Next.js repo. The link is in the description. Open the repo link and click the Create a New Fork button. Name your forked repo something memorable like My Awesome Website. Once forked, you'll have your own copy of the code. Now, let's confirm that our content model is ready. Go back to Contentful and refresh the page. You should see your content model and sample content. In the content model, click on the SEO content type. Edit the title field to match your website name. Example, awesome. Change the default value or remove it. To install the Pexels app, follow the link in the description, select your space and environment, click Continue, authorize access for the app, follow the link to create your Pexels API key, copy and paste your API key, and then save the app installation. Now that it's ready, let's deploy our website. Log into Vercel and connect your GitHub account. Click Add Project. Ensure that you activate GitHub for Vercel. Select your GitHub repo from the list and click Import. Name your project and configure the environment variables using the tokens from earlier. Use the information provided in the description for the environment variables. Use your space ID and access tokens from your note. For the preview secret, use a simple password and save it to your note for later. Now you can click Deploy and wait for the build to complete. Once the build is successful, test your website by clicking the link generated by Vercel. You can use your own domain later. Go back to Contentful, go to Settings, Content Preview, click on Setup Content Preview. Give it a name, Deployed on Vercel. Set up preview for these three content types: landing page, blog post, navigation menu. Copy your website URL and paste it into your notes. In the description, go to the preview section, combine your URL with the parameters provided, For blog post, the type is blog. For the navigation menu, the slug is home. Test the preview for all three content types. When testing the navigation menu in preview, refresh the page to see changes. For changes to the logo and themes, you'll need to rebuild the website. More on this later. Take some time to explore the content. We'll set up webhooks to trigger automatic redeployment of our website whenever we publish changes to the content. In Contentful, go to Settings, Webhooks. Use the Vercel deploy hook template. You'll need a token from Vercel. Go to Vercel Settings, Git, scroll to the Deploy Hooks section, create a deploy hook. Type main in the branch. Copy the token for the hook. Back in Contentful, paste the token in the hook URL. Click on Create Webhook. We need to set up the webhook to trigger manually for a specific content type. You can set it to trigger for any published event, but we'll decide when the site rebuilds. We'll use the navigation menu content type to trigger the webhook. To set the webhook to trigger for only specific content types, like navigation menu, scroll down to the Filters section, add a new filter for the content type, and type in the ID for nav menu, navigation menu. Save the webhook. Test manually triggering a site rebuild. Make a change to the navigation menu entry and publish that change. And it works. Now everything is set up, you can start making changes to the content. You'll also see instructions on how to change the website theme. You can request new features or components via the original GitHub repo. Ensure to sync your repo with the source repo often. Go to GitHub, check if your repo is out of sync, and sync with the source. Thank you.